Hello, my friend. Hollywood is tough enough without off-screen drama, but for some co-stars, tensions run too high. Whether it's a long-running TV show or a movie set, things can go south quickly. Even Hollywood's biggest stars couldn't always fake getting along, and some use their influence to have their rivals kicked off set. Here are a few actors who did just that. While Shannen Doherty has since gained admiration for her brave battle with breast cancer, she was once known for clashing with her co-stars. One such clash occurred with Tori Spelling, daughter of famed 90s TV executive Aaron Spelling, on the set of Beverly Hills 90210. After a particularly intense fight between Doherty and co-star Jenny Garth, Tori made the tough decision to have Doherty fired. Reflecting on the incident, Spelling recalled, "I remember hearing the door fly open, everyone screaming and crying. That's when I found out the boys had to break up Jenny and Shannen. It was like a fist fight." Despite her hesitation, Tori ultimately turned to her influential father, Aaron Spelling, to end the chaos after the cast pushed her to act. "I felt terrible doing it," she admitted. "Shannen was my friend, but I knew it was the right call." Doherty was let go after the 4th season, but her departure didn't come without a pang of guilt for Spelling, who struggled with the weight of the decision. Doherty later reprised her iconic role as Brenda Walsh in the 90210 reboot, but it wasn't the last time she'd faced tension with co-stars. This incident, however, remains one of the most infamous behind-the-scenes dramas of the 90s. Charlie Sheen's tumultuous exit from 2.5 Men after a very public feud with show creator Chuck Lorre was one of the biggest Hollywood scandals at the time. His character was written off after season 8, but that experience taught Sheen how quickly power dynamics could shift on a major series. However, Sheen didn't leave those lessons behind when he moved on to his next show, Anger Management. On the set of Anger Management, Sheen's relationship with co-star Selma Blair began to sour, leading to a very dramatic fallout. Reports surfaced that Sheen texted Blair directly to tell her she'd been fired from the show. While Sheen cited creative differences for her exit, claiming the show wasn't about their relationship and fans were more interested in his previous 2.5 Men character, the situation hinted at something deeper. According to TMZ, Blair had raised concerns with producers about Sheen's notorious off-screen behavior, which didn't sit well with the actor. Allegedly, Sheen demanded that Blair be fired or he would walk from the show. In the end, it was Blair who left Anger Management, a move that many saw as Sheen flexing his influence behind the scenes once again. Though The Lords of Flatbush may not rank among Sylvester Stallone's most iconic films, it did mark a pivotal moment in his Hollywood career and his relationship with fellow actor Richard Gere. Initially, Stallone and Gere were set to co-star in the film, but things quickly soured between the two. Stallone later admitted to Ain't It Cool News that he pulled strings to have Gere replaced, recalling how their personalities clashed from the start. "We never hit it off. He strutted around like he was the toughest guy on set. During a fight scene improv, he got too rough and I told him to lighten up, but he was impossible to deal with." The tension only escalated. During a rehearsal break at Coney Island, Gere's messy eating habits sealed his fate. The two actors were sharing the back seat of a car when Gere, holding a mustard-covered chicken, spilled some of it on Stallone. Stallone, known for his no-nonsense attitude, didn't take it well. "I told him, if it gets on my pants, you're gonna know about it." Sure enough, a river of mustard landed on my thigh. I elbowed him in the head and basically pushed him out of the car. The incident forced the director to choose between the two, and Gere was ultimately let go. Stallone admitted that to this day, Gere harbors ill feelings toward him, summing it up with a tongue-in-cheek remark, "It's a real mustardastrophe." In Die Hard with a Vengeance, 1995, Bruce Willis's John McClane got a new partner in Zeus Carver, a role that was initially written with Lawrence Fishburne in mind. According to Quentin Tarantino, who discussed the film in a 2020 episode of the Rewatchables podcast, Fishburne felt confident about landing the role and demanded a $1 million payday. However, the tables turned at the 1994 Cannes Film Festival, where one of the producers saw Samuel L. Jackson's standout performance in Pulp Fiction and decided to cast him instead. Jackson took over the role of Zeus, leaving Fishburne without the part and, seemingly, without leverage. But Fishburne wasn't ready to let it go. In July 1994, before the film hit theaters, Fishburne sued the production company for breach of contract, claiming he was promised the role. After a 3-year legal battle, the lawsuit was settled for $750,000, just shy of the amount Fishburne originally asked for to play the role. Though he didn't land the part, Fishburne still walked away with a significant payout. What's better than starting the day with a delicious cup of tea and watching this fascinating video together? The Expendables franchise, known for its star-studded cast of action icons like Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jet Li, Terry Crews, and Jason Statham, featured Bruce Willis in a fitting cameo in 2010's The Expendables, followed by a larger role in The Expendables 2, 2012. Given his legendary status as an action hero from the Die Hard series, many fans expected Willis to return for The Expendables 3 in 2014. However, that didn't happen. In August 2013, Sylvester Stallone made a surprising announcement on Twitter, declaring, "Willis out. Harrison Ford in. Great news. Been waiting years for this." This cast change shocked fans, and the following day, The Hollywood Reporter revealed the reason behind Willis's sudden exit: a pay dispute. Willis had been offered $3 million for 4 days of work, but allegedly demanded $4 million, equating to $1 million per day. Stallone and the producers moved quickly, casting Harrison Ford within just 72 hours of Willis's departure. Ultimately, Ford's addition was celebrated, but Willis's abrupt exit became a major talking point in Hollywood at the time. Lauren Cohan, known for her portrayal of Maggie Rhee on The Walking Dead, became a fan favorite after joining the show in its second season. However, Maggie's departure in Season 9, where she leaves the hilltop colony to join a new group of survivors, wasn't just a narrative choice. Behind the scenes, Cohan's contract negotiations didn't pan out as she had hoped, leading to her being written off the show. While fans speculated that money was the driving factor, Cohan later clarified that there was more to her decision. In an interview on Radio Andy in 2018, Cohan revealed that she had already been looking to explore different genres, particularly comedy and lighter fare. 8 years is a long time to spend in one character, she reflected. Soon after, Cohan starred in the ABC action comedy Whiskey Cavalier, signaling her desire to branch out from the intense world of The Walking Dead. Luckily for Maggie fans, her character was not killed off, leaving the door open for a potential return. In October 2019, it was announced that Cohan would be returning to The Walking Dead as a series regular for the show's 11th and final season. She even made a surprise return toward the end of Season 10, much to the delight of longtime viewers. In 1980, Three's Company was one of the most popular sitcoms on television, with Suzanne Summers playing the lovable and ditzy Chrissy Snow. Despite the show's success, a behind-the-scenes pay dispute led to Summers' unexpected exit. At the time, Summers was earning $30,000 per episode, significantly less than her co-star John Ritter, who was making $150,000. When Summers pushed for equal pay, ABC only offered a $5,000 raise per episode. Standing firm, Summers demanded the same salary as Ritter, but the network refused. As a result of the dispute, Summers missed tapings for the third and fourth episodes of Season 5, leading to her eventual firing. In a 2015 revisit of the controversy by The Hollywood Reporter, it was revealed that Summers' manager and husband, Armie Hammer, had been warned that ABC wasn't willing to offer more. Earlier that same year, the network had faced pressure and granted raises to Penny Marshall and Cindy Williams of Laverne and Shirley, and Summers was reportedly made an example to avoid further pay demands from female leads. Despite the abrupt end to her time on Three's Company, Summers would go on to have a successful career, though the pay dispute remains one of the most talked about moments in television history. Robert Duvall's portrayal of Tom Hagen, the Corleone family's sharp but cautious consigliere, in 1972's The Godfather earned him critical acclaim and his first Academy Award nomination. He reprised the role in The Godfather Part 2, 1974, solidifying his status in the iconic franchise. However, when The Godfather Part 3 hit theaters in 1990, fans noticed Hagen's absence, with the film explaining that the character had passed away between the two stories. In a 2004 interview with Charlie Rose, Duvall revealed that his decision not to return for the third film was largely due to a pay dispute. He explained, "I said I would work easily if they paid Al Pacino twice what they paid me, that's fine. But not 3 or 4 times, which is what they did." Duvall was unwilling to accept such a significant disparity in salaries, leading to his departure from the franchise. Reflecting on the decision in a 2010 interview with Reuters, Duvall expressed no regrets about missing out on The Godfather Part 3, noting that many critics and fans alike agreed it didn't live up to the standards set by the first 2 films. Shannen Doherty's exit from Charmed may have been officially chalked up to the WB encouraging her to pursue other interests, but Hollywood insiders know that the real reason had much more to do with behind-the-scenes tension with co-star Alyssa Milano. Despite the network's attempt to keep things quiet, Doherty herself alluded to the drama when she told Entertainment Tonight there was so much drama on the set and not enough passion for the work. "I'm 30 years old, and I don't have time for drama anymore." Doherty's departure after just 3 seasons left fans shocked, especially as the show continued successfully for 5 more years without her. While she maintained that it was a personal decision, her friction with Milano was an open secret. Milano, on the other hand, has remained vague, once commenting, "I don't know if she got fired. We never really found out what happened. But as the saying goes, where there's smoke, there's usually fire." Despite Alec Baldwin's history of personal controversies, he's often been able to maintain control over his career and co-stars. One such instance occurred during preparations for the Broadway play Orphans, where Baldwin and his would-be co-star Shia LaBeouf clashed from the start. When tensions reached a breaking point, Baldwin reportedly approached the producers, demanding that LaBeouf be fired. Alec went to the producers and said, "I can't take it another day, fire him," an insider recounted. Baldwin himself opened up to Vulture, acknowledging the friction between the two. He shared that LaBeouf had attacked him in front of the cast and crew one day, prompting Baldwin to offer to quit. But the producers refused, telling him, "No, no, no," and instead they fired LaBeouf. Baldwin's influence clearly won out, keeping him in the lead role. Surprisingly, LaBeouf took the situation in stride. He remained upbeat after his departure, praising the production and its new cast member, Ben Foster. "They got the show they need," LaBeouf said, complimenting Foster's talent and maintaining a surprisingly positive attitude about the outcome. In Back to the Future, 1985, Crispin Glover portrayed George McFly, Marty McFly's quirky father. However, Glover's absence from Back to the Future Part 2, 1989, and its sequel, except for a few reused shots from the original film, sparked a significant controversy that would eventually lead to a lawsuit. According to reports, Glover was unhappy with the script for the second film and demanded the same $1 million salary as lead actor Michael J. Fox. However, in a 2012 interview with the AV Club, Glover refuted this claim, stating he was only offered $150,000 to return, a figure he said was about half of what his co-stars Leah Thompson and Tom Wilson, who had similarly sized roles, were offered. When Glover attempted to negotiate, he alleged that the offer was lowered by $25,000, which he implied was punishment for questioning the script. With Glover out of the picture, actor Jeffrey Weissman took over the role of George McFly. But with a twist, Weissman wore prosthetics made from a mold of Glover's face. This decision to use Glover's likeness without permission came at a cost far greater than anticipated, both financially and legally. In 1990, Glover sued the producers of Back to the Future Part 2 for using his likeness without consent, ultimately settling the case for a reported $760,000. This legal battle became a landmark case in Hollywood, influencing the way actors' likenesses are protected in future productions. Will Smith may now be a Hollywood icon, but his breakout role came in the 90s as the star of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. While the show ran for 6 successful seasons, one of the biggest shakeups behind the scenes was the sudden replacement of Janet Hubert, who played Aunt Viv for the first 3 seasons. Hubert was replaced by Daphne Maxwell Reid, and since then, she hasn't been shy about sharing her side of the story. You know, Mrs. Banks, since you had that baby, there's something different about you became a famous line marking the transition. In a 2013 interview with Yahoo, Hubert revealed her feelings about being let go, claiming that Smith once said, "We're just going to replace her and act like nothing happened." Despite her departure, Hubert's portrayal of Aunt Viv remained beloved by fans. However, it wasn't just Smith behind the decision. Alfonso Ribeiro, who played Carlton, once hinted at tensions on set, recalling that Hubert would literally go off on people. The feud has lingered for decades, with Hubert continuing to express her frustrations publicly, making it clear that the situation left a lasting mark on her career. After spending nearly a decade alongside Leah Remini on The King of Queens, Kevin James formed a lasting bond with his on-screen wife. So, it wasn't much of a surprise when he invited her to guest star on his new show, Kevin Can Wait. Playfully, James joked, "She's in my life forever. I can't get rid of her," highlighting their undeniable connection. What did catch people off guard, however, was the effect this had on his new leading lady, Erin Hayes. After a full season as James's on-screen wife, Hayes was suddenly let go before the start of season 2. According to insiders, James had stronger chemistry with Remini, and that ultimately sealed Hayes' fate. Despite the abrupt departure, Hayes stayed classy, confirming the news on Twitter, writing, "True, I've been let go from the show. Very sad. I had a great experience season 1. Still, there's no denying the sting of being replaced because your co-star preferred to work with someone else." For Hayes, it must have been a tough pill to swallow, watching James opt to rekindle an old on-screen partnership at her expense. Ouch. To this day, many fans still regard the late Sir Sean Connery as their favorite James Bond. However, Connery's relationship with the producers of the 007 franchise was far from smooth. After making his debut as the iconic secret agent in 1962's Dr. No, Connery went on to play Bond in 4 more films. But by the time he starred in 1967's You Only Live Twice, his enthusiasm for the role had waned, and his demands for higher pay increased. He was earning $750,000 plus 25% of merchandising at that point, but he asked for $1 million and a percentage of the gross to return for the next Bond film. The producers attempted to use George Lazenby as leverage, but Connery held firm, leading to his temporary departure from the franchise. Lazenby stepped into the role for On Her Majesty's Secret Service, 1969, marking his one and only appearance as Bond. Despite mixed reviews, Lazenby later claimed he was offered a contract for 6 more films, but turned it down based on his agent's advice. With Lazenby out, the producers needed Connery back. United Artists eventually convinced Connery to return to the role with a substantial offer, $125 million, which brought him back for Diamonds Are Forever, 1971. Connery's return marked a significant chapter in Bond history, as it secured his legacy as one of the most beloved actors to ever play the suave spy. When Marvel fans were first introduced to James Rhodey Rhodes in Iron Man 2008, it was Terrence Howard in the role, setting the stage for the character's future as War Machine. But by the time Iron Man 2 2010 came around, Howard had been replaced by Don Cheadle, who continued to portray Rhodey in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. Howard wasn't shy about expressing his displeasure with how things played out, and for a time, he openly spoke about his frustrations. In a 2013 interview on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, Howard revealed that Marvel offered him only 1/8 of the salary he was owed for Iron Man 2. He also claimed that when he reached out to co-star Robert Downey Jr. for support, Downey didn't respond, leaving Howard feeling abandoned. 2 years later, in an interview with Rolling Stone, Howard further elaborated, stating that he had taken a $1 million pay cut to help secure Downey's casting as Tony Stark in the first Iron Man, a claim that Marvel has disputed. By 2017, Howard appeared on Watch What Happens Live again, this time with a different tone. He mentioned that he and Downey had reconciled and were friends once more. Howard also admitted that he had been drunk during his 2013 appearance, implying that his inebriation may have influenced his statements. However, he stopped short of retracting his original version of events, leaving some ambiguity around the true details of his departure from the MCU. When NBC's The West Wing debuted in 1999, Rob Lowe's character, Sam Seaborn, was initially positioned as a key player. However, over the next few seasons, Seaborn's role gradually diminished, culminating in a storyline in Season 4 that allowed for Lowe's exit. Though he left as a series regular, Lowe did return for a few episodes in the show's final season. According to CBR, Lowe's departure wasn't solely due to salary negotiations, but stemmed from a larger issue. He was the only lead actor who couldn't secure a raise. While many of his co-stars had seen their salaries double since the show's inception, Lowe's pay reportedly stayed the same. At one point, CNN reported Lowe was earning $75,000 per episode, while Martin Sheen, who played President Bartlett, was earning $300,000 per episode. In a statement Lowe released in July 2002, he expressed gratitude for his time on the series, but acknowledged that it had become increasingly clear that there was no longer a central place for Sam Seaborn on the West Wing. His exit marked a significant shift in the series, but Lowe remained appreciative of the opportunity despite the behind-the-scenes challenges. Hilary Duff's rise to fame as the star of Lizzie McGuire in the early 2000s made her a beloved teen icon, but the success of 2003's The Lizzie McGuire Movie also marked the beginning of the end for the character. That same year, Duff's mother and manager, Susan Duff, revealed to Entertainment Weekly that Disney halted negotiations for a film sequel after she requested a promised bonus be paid up front. Additionally, Susan claimed Disney was offering Hillary just $35,000 per episode to continue the series, despite other offers pouring in with six-figure deals. Ultimately, Disney and Duff couldn't reach an agreement, leading to the abrupt end of both the Lizzie McGuire TV series and any plans for a sequel film. As Duff herself reportedly said, "That's okay, I don't want it." Fans were thrilled in 2019 when news broke of a Lizzie McGuire revival for Disney+, with Duff reprising her iconic role. However, by the end of 2020, Duff took to Instagram to confirm that the revival had been canceled, leaving the much-anticipated return of Lizzie McGuire unfinished once again. James Corden shot to fame as the host of The Late Late Show, quickly becoming an American celebrity known for his approachable and energetic on-screen persona. With popular segments like carpool karaoke and trivia games featuring Hollywood's biggest stars, Corden built a career around his warm, inviting demeanor. However, the image Corden presented on TV clashed with reports of his behavior off-camera. Controversy erupted when stories emerged of his rude and disrespectful treatment of staff at the New York City restaurant Balthazar. The restaurant's owner, Keith McNally, publicly banned Corden after incidents where he allegedly demanded free drinks, berated servers, and even pulled a knife on a waiter. The backlash was swift, leading to Corden being canceled by the public. In response, he issued a public apology on The Late Late Show and directly to McNally, who later lifted the ban. Despite his efforts to mend his image, Corden's time on The Late Late Show is ending, with his departure set for 2023. Whether he can recover from the media firestorm and find a new audience remains to be seen. If you want to explore the journey with me, please leave number 1 and watch this video until the end. Interesting things are waiting for you in the video. Armie Hammer built a promising career in Hollywood, first gaining attention for his portrayal of Billy Graham in a 2008 film, and later becoming a sensation with his role in The Social Network. As a descendant of prominent oil tycoons, Armie had a net worth of $10 million. However, his fame and fortune took a dramatic nosedive when disturbing allegations surfaced in 2021. The controversy began when an anonymous Instagram account leaked screenshots of messages between Armie and several women containing references to rape, violence, and even cannibalism. Armie denied the allegations, but the situation worsened when a woman came forward in March 2021, accusing him of sexual assault in 2017. This led to an investigation by the Los Angeles police, and Armie has since been embroiled in legal battles. As a result of these allegations, Armie Hammer's career has been left in ruins. He has lost multiple movie roles and remains on the outskirts of Hollywood. A recent documentary further explores the accusations and his past behavior, making it unlikely that he will return to the big screen anytime soon.
Thank you for watching my video. There are many other interesting things in the next videos. Please look forward to it. Thank you and goodbye.